I'm just getting started.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most jaw-dropping character exits that spell doom for their TV series. Animated shows deserve their own list. So we'll just be focusing on live-action death for this one. Oh, and if it wasn't obvious before, expect some major spoilers.
I loved him and I'm devastated that he's gone, leaving me with nothing but my memories and my regrets.
Number 10, Ragnar Lothbrok, Vikings.
Burn the dog!
From a show literally airing on the History Network, it's no surprise that Vikings mostly stuck to the facts, even though it meant killing off its leading man at the end of season 4. So since Ragnar was the star of the show, Vikings ended too, right? Sadly, the answer is no.
This is a good day, Ragnar Lothbrok. For this is the day that the souls of every innocent Christian man, woman, and child that you and your pagans slaughtered shall escape from their purgatory.
Dazzled by high ratings and strong fan support, the History Network dragged Vikings along for another 2 seasons. The decline in quality was quick and steep. It didn't even finish airing on History at all. In the face of fan backlash, the final half of its last season was unceremoniously shoved to Amazon Prime, ensuring these Vikings never made it to Valhalla.
This hero that comes into Valhalla does not lament his death. I shall not enter Odin's hall with fear.
Number 9, Logan Echolls, Veronica Mars.
I'm moving the car.
What?
I'm moving the car.
There's only one case that needs solving in Neptune, and that's how this acclaimed teen mystery got canceled in the first place.
Logan!
Thankfully, ardent fan demand paved the way to a sequel film, and eventually a full-on 4th season. It was every fan's dream.
That the milestone demands.
I'm enthusiastic. I just need to keep my dad focused until we find this bomb.
Veronica and Logan were finally going to get their happily ever after. Or that's what everyone thought. In the final episode, Logan ends up dying in a car explosion.
Logan!
Oh, and did we mention it was he and Veronica's wedding day? Since viewers waited over a decade for this ending, the heartbreaking farewell left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. It wasn't the ending fans wanted, needed, or deserved.
Spring break is dead. Gone are the throngs of college students stumbling from the beaches to the dive bars. Gone are the dive bars themselves.
Number 8, Mark Green, ER.
Don't cry for me.
8 seasons is nothing to scoff at, but for Mark Green, it still didn't feel like enough. When actor Anthony Edwards requested to spend more time with family, ER had no choice but to fire the attending physician of Cook County General Hospital.
Remember when I used to sing you to sleep?
No.
You made me do it for years.
However, instead of respectfully sending the fan favorite off into the sunset, the show diagnosed him with terminal brain cancer. It was a drawn-out, overly sentimental way to write off a character, and unfortunately, ER never quite found his footing again. While the medical drama had dealt with cast departures before, Mark Green was the series' ostensible lead. No amount of fresh blood ever filled the hole he left behind. Number 7, Prue Halliwell, Charmed.
No, I really hope Phoebe's doing better down there than we are up here.
There's not a spell in the world that can save the Halliwells from the dreaded threat of actor drama. Even though the series was entirely built around the story of 3 magical sisters, rumored feuds between the leads led to Shannon Doherty's abrupt exit at the end of season 3.
I'm not looking for your approval, Piper. Just your support. Well, Phoebe, it's sort of hard to give you support when you're just setting yourself up to get hurt again.
And just like that, Prue was gone too. Charmed tried its darndest to recreate the magic with a conveniently never mentioned before half-sister, but despite everyone's best efforts, Paige Matthews was simply no Prue.
Were you friends of hers, a friend of her sister's?
No, not friends.
As sad as it is to admit, most fans agree that once Prue went 6 feet deep, Charm's best days were officially behind it. Number 6. Bellamy Blake, the 100.
Raven, fire it up.
Ironically, there's 100 reasons why this death feels like a slap in the face. Clark and Bellamy were the heart and head of the show since day one.
You should have more faith, Clark.
Not you. You've made your choice.
But, bound by his out-of-character allegiance to the cult-like disciples, Bellamy turns against Clark.
I wouldn't lose anyone else. But I have. You. That doesn't matter to you, though, does it, Disciple Blake?
Then, instead of negotiating, incapacitating him, or doing literally anything else, Clark raises her gun and shoots one of her closest friends. No goodbye, no fanfare.
I have no choice but to share this.
I can't let them hurt her.
This one moment effectively flushed 7 seasons of character growth, fan shipping, and audience's trust right down the drain. The 100's ending remains extremely divisive, and looking back, Bellamy's frustrating death is definitely the point of no return. Number 5. Matthew Crawley, Downton Abbey. Romance was always in the air at Yorkshire Country Estate. Matthew and Mary's love story was simply addictive, and even had a healthy newborn to sweeten the deal.
First, I think I've earned a decent kiss.
You certainly have.
It all seemed too good to be true, and that's because it was.
We don't always get our just desserts.
Mere minutes after Matthew greeted his first child, he drives off and dies in a crash. Even though actor Dan Stevens wanted to pursue other opportunities, killing off Matthew in the same episode of his wife giving birth is just needlessly cruel.
You better go down. They'll be here in a minute. And tell Mr. Matthew he must wait his turn.
Heart-wrenching exit aside, Matthew's death left Downton Abbey without its key romantic spark. The ho-hum plot lines to follow made one thing very clear: the show needed weddings, not funerals. Number 4. Abby Mills, Sleepy Hollow.
Never give up hope.
Even in a show with plenty of demons, the most unbelievable part is that anyone thought Sleepy Hollow could work without Abby Mills. Outside of her connection to the show's lore, her calm and committed presence helped balance out the show's zanier elements.
Just glad we're all on the same page.
Me too, Daddy.
So when Abby bit the bullet in an eye-rolling self-sacrifice in Season 3, many were quick to call foul. Later, actress Nicole Beharie admitted to feeling a double standard behind the scenes with her white male co-stars. As if losing Abby wasn't a big enough blow, knowing what Beharie went through makes it an even tougher pill to swallow. It's really no surprise Sleepy Hollow only lasted 1 season without her.
This is Sleepy Hollow after all.
Number 3. Charlie Harper, 2.5 Men. It may be a sitcom, but this is no laughing matter.
This is my dead son we're talking about.
Following a very long, very public fallout with the show's creator, Charlie Sheen officially left 2.5 Men before Season 9, leaving his character to die off screen.
I'd like to take a moment to talk about my brother and his incredible love for life.
He also loved being spanked.
While wearing my panties.
Instead of rebranding as 1.5 Men, the series brought in Ashton Kutcher's Walden Schmidt. For all of his comedic timing, there's just no replicating Sheen's legendary dry sense of humor.
When the good Lord was handing out courage, you were crouched in a locker peeing on your gym socks.
While all the cast shakeups did give 2.5 Men a healthy ratings boost, the tiresome scandals sucked all of the fun out of the actual episodes. Evidently, 2.5 Men's glory days died with Charlie.
Unfortunately, due to the circumstances of his passing, the remains aren't exactly spittable.
Number 2. Daenerys Targaryen, Game of Thrones.
When I was a girl, my brother told me it was made with 1,000 swords from Aegon's fallen enemies.
The mother of dragons always had to die. In fact, several fans had theorized for years that she'd follow the same path as the Mad King, forcing Jon to put her down.
I saw them executing Lannister prisoners in the street. They said they were acting on your orders.
It was necessary.
Necessary? Have you been down there?
And yet, when this heavily hyped scene finally came to fruition, the whole thing felt incredibly hollow. Symptomatic of the whole last season, Daenerys' fall from grace felt rushed, unearned, and distinctly unsatisfying. Her death should have been a tragic exclamation point capping off a fantastic series, but by skipping the build-up, Game of Thrones killed off Daenerys and any remaining goodwill in one fell swoop. After all that, the rest of the finale was nigh unsalvageable.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Glenn Rhee, The Walking Dead.
Now, I don't know what kind of lying assholes you've been dealing with, but I'm a man of my word.
Look, no one expected Rick's crew to escape Negan's clutches unscathed. Still, you can't help but wonder how much better The Walking Dead would have been if they hadn't killed Glenn. The former pizza driver brought some desperately needed optimism to the hardened ensemble, making him a standout with fans as early as the first season.
Guess I'm an even bigger dumbass than you.
Seeing him end up on the wrong side of Negan's bat wasn't just gratuitous. It marked the first real moment The Walking Dead prioritized shock value over character growth.
Buddy, you still there? I just don't know. It seems like you're trying to speak.
Without Glenn to buoy things with his trademark wit, the show became as lifeless as the actual walkers. Case in point, look at what happened to poor Carl.
I have to do this.
What character death made you abandon a show for good? Let us know in the comments.
He's dead.
Bellamy? Thought he was fine when we left him a little confused.
I killed him.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.